But I had to say to myself, divorce is not the end. I can pick up the pieces and go on with my life. And this is what I am doing. I always say it. I believe my ex's life would have been excellent, would have been wonderful, she would have achieved so much if she did not marry to a guy like me. To go separate ways. And sometimes this is an expression of love. When you love people, you want to see them, what's the word? You want to see them go forward. Regardez notre nation. Regardons bien notre pays. Dieu nous a bénis avec ces grands pays. L'envie de tous les peuples, tous les pays. Les gens parlent que de notre pays en bien. Mais la majorité des temps, c'est nous les Congolais, en principe, qui parlent en mal. Non. Que voyons-nous pour notre pays, la RDC? Que voyons-nous pour notre pays, la RDC? Dieu nous a bénis. Dieu nous a donné cette terre. Que voyons-nous? Parce qu'il y a certaines personnes, pour eux, c'est toujours en Europe. C'est là où il y a la vie.
Nicholas, I want to minister to you. I feel the Spirit of the Lord is speaking to me right now. Even before the foundation of the world, you're going to call yourself what I called you. And on the inside of you are planted dreams and visions. But the Lord said this is a strategic timing for you. You tear down mindsets. You tear down strongholds. And change the thinking of my people. The Lord said give you the days to come. I want to give you open doors for you. I want to say
Hello and welcome again to my channel. I hope you had a wonderful day and I hope your day is going well. I'm excited today to be able to talk, to be able to share with you my knowledge, my experience of going through a divorce. Like I always say, and I will continue to say, divorce is something that none of us should experience. That is my wish. However, I do know that things do happen in this world. Things do happen and will continue to happen. But we need to take steps. We need to do whatever we need to do in order to guard, in order to prevent, if we can, coming to that place where the marriage is dissolved. Many people, and I know most of us, would never be married if we knew that this thing was going to dissolve, was going to come to an end. Because we found ourselves fond of the person we get married to. We're excited. You want to get married. You want to have a family. You don't anticipate. You don't think that one day this thing we call marriage can come crashing on you and almost take your life. We don't think that way. We just see the happy ending of all things. But I'm here to tell you, it's not always happy ending. And like I said, divorce can be that thing that saves your life. It can save your life. Do you know how many people are now in a state where they can literally lose their lives because of divorce, because of marriage? And there are all sorts of reasons as to why people stay married. There are all sorts of reasons why people get divorced. But all I'm here to tell you today is that you make sure you don't die. You don't lose your life because of marriage. Don't do it. No, I'm not saying I was going to lose my life because of marriage. That's not what I'm saying. But for me, I know of people would rather die than divorce. And as I've said in previous videos, my marriage crashed and I'm responsible and I take responsibility. My ex is a wonderful person. Wonderful person. It's all on me and I own the responsibility of it. And I tell you, it has not been easy. It's been very hard on all of us. But I had to say to myself, divorce is not the end. I can pick up the pieces and go on with my life. And this is what I am doing. And having asked myself tons of questions, having questioned myself on many different occasions, I went into depression. I was down. You cannot believe. But I'm here to say life goes on after divorce. My point is not to get anyone to divorce. No. My point is to save you. For those of you who are not yet married, be careful. And this is why you need to watch the previous videos that I put out there. Because I always say it. I believe my ex's life would have been excellent, would have been wonderful, she would have achieved so much if she did not marry to a guy like me. Because I felt her pain and her misery, and I don't know what to say, but I felt sorry for her because I knew she would have had a much, much better life if she married to somebody else. Now, I'm not saying this because I am evil, because I am bad. No, because it's only when we got married, then I started discovering that, oh my God, I don't think I can really be the person my ex wanted me to be. Well, she had so much going for her. But I look at me and I felt sorry. I said, my God, I'm going to put somebody else through this life of mine. I wasn't ambitious enough. I wasn't this person that she thought I was. As I say it again, it's not like, I'm evil, I've done this and I've done that. No. It's just our dreams, we went separate ways. And it got so unbearable. And like I said, I kept feeling sorry. I kept feeling sorry for her. In the end, we had to go separate ways. And sometimes this is an expression of love. When you love people, you want to see them, what's the word? You want to see them go forward. You want to see them become who they were intended to be. You want to see them fulfill their dreams. You want to see them go on to become. If you love people, don't hold on to them. Sometimes you have to release. You have to let them go so they can become. And this is what I believe actually has happened. And I don't know what to say other than just to know that it is a difficult process. As much as it is good for us to go separate ways, it hasn't been easy. I'm still processing the whole thing, and we're still processing this whole thing. And you know what? At the end of the day, I said to myself, listen, I have, for the past 20 years, I've been talking to people, in front of people, and I've done things, and I am a people kind of person. What do? I have to come to the people with my mistakes and failures and where I think things have not worked right in my sort of life, whatever I can take from it so I can help other people. But I'm not here to say anything about my ex. It's all about me. And I'm not mentioning anything. And that's one thing about respect. I want to say this to men out there. If you have gone separate ways, if you are getting a divorce, if you are, please don't go out there and badmouth and start talking about your ex. This is what it did. This is what they didn't do. No, you have no business doing that. That is a sign of immaturity. You want to show that you are mature enough by taking ownership and just leaving them alone. Give them their privacy. Don't talk If you're going to say anything, make it positive. Don't say anything negative. That is a sign of maturity. But like I said, here, I'm talking about what I have learned and what you can also learn from me so that you don't end up making the mistake that I have made. And I think this will help you. So let me ask you, if you have not watched previous videos, please go back and watch and listen. It will help you. It will save you pain. For those of you, especially those of you who are not yet married and you're thinking about getting married, please do go and watch. I tell you, I promise you, you would love what you get. Like I said, many videos out there, but I want to talk about something today that I have called guarding against drift and hidden dangers in marriage. Sometimes we don't see these things. We don't guard against these things. They come like an avalanche and just sweep you apart. And before you know it, you're wondering, my God, what is happening to me? Where's my life going? I'm losing my head. My God, I'm losing my head. Please don't lose your head. That's all you have. If you lose your head, that's it. You're done with. Stay here. Stay in your mind. Oh, goodness me. Stay in your mind. I tell you, let me just go into it because there is so much I can share with you here. I'll invite you, like I said, to watch. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please, I beg you, subscribe. Hit the button there and share this with other people. There's good information here that will help you. I tell you, the world is going crazy. Do you know how many people out there that are at the moment going through depression? Do you know how many people out there at the moment are having so much going on in their marital life that sometimes they just wish they will end their lives? You don't know the pressure. You don't know. Sometimes, it's like your life, your very life, your essence is coming to an end because you're thinking, oh my God, if I get a divorce here, they will talk about me in the church. Oh, I'll be added on the, on the statistics in my marriage that they get divorced. None of that matters. None of that should matter in your life because if you die, you're dead and you're gone. Look after yourself. Look after yourself. Your sound mind is absolutely vital and important to your life. Okay, I'm not going to go on. Let me just crack on with this one. So today, I want to talk about guarding against drift and hidden dangers within marriage. Okay, I told you I've written a book. Okay, it's an excerpt from the book, and this is what I'm going through at the moment. Right. No marriage becomes strong by accident. Strength in covenant, and when I say covenant, many of you will know, as you watch previous videos, I'm dealing with this from the perspective of a Christian marriage, okay, because there are different types of marriage, if you like, but I'm talking about within the Christian setting. That is very, very important for you to bear in mind, because I'm a Christian and I have been for many years and I will never change, and this is me. No marriage becomes strong by accident. Strength in covenant requires vigilance, prayer, and intentional investment. Without this, even the healthiest relationship will slowly drift towards weakness. No matter how your marriage is, no matter how sweet you started, how the love you show each other, and everything else that you can ever think of, if you don't take care of it, if you don't guard against the drift and the hidden dangers, you will be surprised how that love will just vanish. So, Paul warns us in Corinthians chapter 10, verse 12. He says this, so if you think you are standing firm, be careful that you don't fall. Your marriage is good now. Be careful that you don't fall. Don't be careful that your marriage starts sliding towards that angle, okay? Stay strong, but in order to do that, you need to learn. You need to continually be working on your marriage. Overconfidence and neglect are dangerous in marriage. Oh my God, let me read this again. Overconfidence and neglect are dangerous in marriage. Overconfidence. How many people you talk to them? Oh, we're good. We've never argued one time. I used to have a friend, and every time I talk to him about my, I said, brother, do you know what? This is how what I'm struggling with at the moment. And she was like, oh, mate, Me and my wife, we've never had any problem. Oh, do you know what? She's so sweet. You know, they've been together like for 20 years. For all I know, that's how long I've known him. Since, we've been together, like, we've never had no argument, no one time. It's just, oh my God. And then he would just basically start singing the praises. And he just thought, no, if my wife says this and if it says that, and I was just like, wow, you're amazing. You're one in a million. Because I've met people that, that have had no argument in 20 years now. I can believe him. Nothing is impossible as far as I know, as far as I believe that goes. As far as I believe, nothing is impossible. So he could be right that they've never had an argument. Now, that will also depend on his definition of argument, because I tell you what, mine wasn't that way. So you can imagine how I'm listening 20 years, and now me, by that time, I think I was like maybe 18, no, probably about 11 years into my marriage. Like, wow. The amount of argument that I've had in 11 years and versus this one, 20 years, and not had one argument. Tell you what, it's up to you whether or not you believe him. But for me, I believed him, and I wish my marriage was that way, but it was not. Drift rarely begins with a dramatic event. It begins quietly, with small compromises and unguarded moments. Unless spouses actively guard their covenant, hidden dangers can creep in and erode the unity. Okay, do you want me to go through that again one more time? All right. Drift. Going separate ways or beginning to drift from each other does not begin with a dramatic event like, oh my God, did you hear that? We shouldn't say that. No, it does not begin with a dramatic event. It begins quietly with small compromises. Maybe you say hello in the morning, or you say I love you, or you say this and that, but you're not saying it anymore. You're drifting. Today you don't say it, tomorrow you don't say it, the day after you don't say it. Small stuff, and you're beginning to drift apart. Maybe you will come down in the evening when you come from work or whatever it is, and then you sit down with your spouse, and then you talk about how your day went, and then little compliments here, and helping him or her get through the task or whatever needs to be done. But then suddenly you stop doing that, and you still thinking like, yeah, we're okay, everything is fine, today I didn't do it, and then tomorrow you forget to do it, and then the following day, and slowly, little by little, you're drifting apart without you even knowing. Okay, so unless spouses actively guard their covenant, it's covenant, okay? Your relationship is a covenant as far as God is concerned. If you don't guard that, hidden dangers can creep in and erode your unity. Your unity, you are united. Remember, the Bible says that a house that is not united cannot stand. A marriage, if people are not united, you cannot stand. You cannot face the dangers out there if you're not united to your wife. If you're not united with your husband, you cannot stand, because when the avalanche, when the wind begins to blow, when the sand begins to blow, and all these things begin to come at you, if you're not united, then I tell you what, you won't be able to stand. So what are the signs? What are the signs? My God, my time is going. Oh my gosh. Look, I gotta bring this to an end. I'll bring you the next video, so please look out for the next one. If you haven't subscribed, hit that button right now, share this, and let's get this moving. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye for now.